This Father in heaven feels our needs. So Jesus said this. So think about the Sermon on the Mount. Jesus has tootled along through half the sermon. He says, I'd like you to know the one who sits on the throne, that's a sovereign. He is all-powerful, omnipotent, perfectly self-sustaining. He rewards those that he loves. He sees everything, and not just at the moment, but everything that's ever been. And by the way, you can't get away from him. He's right in front of you, and you're right in front of him. He's omnipresent. And he is feeling your needs because one of his attributes is his goodness and kindness, his graciousness and mercy. He feels. So now look at verse 9. What does Jesus say? He says, therefore, in this manner, pray. This is how you're supposed to communicate with God. Our Father, the one who's in heaven, ruling the universe, who is all-powerful, who is self-sufficient, who loves me so much and has seen everything in my life before I even knew he was watching, not only seen from afar on his monitor, but he actually stands by me. I'm before his face. Em prosthen. I am in front of his face all the time. And he is tracking through life with me, feeling my needs. By the way, what needs does he feel? He knows, he equally vividly sees our entire life. Not just our tempest in our teapot of the moment. He feels it all. You know, that's something very interesting to think about. For the sinner, God feels all their sin all the time. For us, we live like this. That's past, this is coming, this is now, that's coming, that's... We live in the succession of moments. God equally vividly sees all sinners of all time and all their sin. It's evil continually before him. Unbelievable to think about what God tolerates coming up before him. Well, he says, pray to me, and that's what we're supposed to do. But look, he is the one. Think about what this says. What verse 9 says is, Jesus said, in the Sermon on the Mount, I am opening the door. He's only been describing God the Father in those 7 attributes. But in verse 9, he says, that's the one that through salvation becomes our Father. He's not just mine anymore. He's yours too, if you're born into this family. If you receive salvation, he becomes our Father. And he is the one who art in heaven. That's euphemism for he's the one sitting on the throne of heaven. So our Father, the one sitting on the throne in heaven, and he's the one, Jesus said, that hears, that we address. Have you ever thought about the mechanism of prayer? Jesus opened the pathway. He made by a new living way through the sacrifice of his body for our sin. The Holy Spirit transports the prayers, and God the Father receives them. Isn't that amazing? What is that saying? He's listening, thinking. Do you know what's so neat about the Lord? He listens to our words, the ones that we say in our prayers, but he inhabits our thoughts. He also understands our feelings. See, this is what is so neat about, in fact, it even says that our groanings, I mean, we're talking about the Lord listens to everything. And he says, I hear you. I listen.